Anyway, yeah. Happy birthday. You had a good one or what? What's it like being 25 again?
Yeah, no, I spent it on the way going up to Barrie to get my radio that was repaired.
Oh, your gay suit back?
Yes, sir.
Working tickety boo?
Oh, apparently so. Yeah, the bands have been horrible on HF, but yeah, if you look at your meter there, it should be pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I got you 20 over here.
Beautiful. All right, so how about we start the net?
Absolutely, sir. Drum roll. Brrr, here's Chucky.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the weekly amateur radio exchange group, also known as AREG, for Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. And it is the longest running Simplex Net in the Hamilton area. This week is 1,608 times that AREG has been on the air weekly. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. This net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430. By the way, next week will be my 6-year anniversary of being net controller for the AREG net, which has been running consecutively for almost 31 years. In September, it will be 31 years. And since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. So I also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear stations that they cannot hear on their radio due to the simplex nature, and hear how their audio sounds on the air, see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type my call into the YouTube search box. Again, VA3CJZ. And look for us live. Or tonight we'll have the title AREG 60, AREG Week 1608. And finally, we ask that you please leave a 1-second delay to allow other stations to break in. Now, I have already got Mac and PDL in the log. Do we have any time sensitive or mobile stations? Please come now. All right, nothing hurt, so let's open it up to anyone and everyone with a valid license. Please come now.
PA3OYL.
Victor Alpha 3, Tango Mike, Tom in Burlington.
Victor Echo 3, Golf Bravo Delta.
Okay, let's start with that. That's 5. I heard OYL, Tango Mike, and Golf Bravo Delta. Let's go to the top of the list and say hello to Mac, VA3IMW. Mac, come on in.
Well, good evening, Chuck. I already said happy birthday to you, but that's okay. And I would graciously defer to Deb. Ladies first. Let her get in there, and she can tell us all about Foxtrot Tango 8. I can't say the word.
Okay, let's do that then. VA3OYL.
Good evening, Chuck and all on net. Happy birthday, Chuck. My birthday is on Friday, so it's a good week for birthdays. FP8, I haven't made a contact today, so oh well, it's the way the bands go.
Yeah, I heard a comment earlier about summer babies, and yep, that's what we are. So this Friday, well, if I don't speak to you, I'll wish you the greatest of birthdays this Friday, Debbie. And I don't know what your plans are, but have a spectacular day.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a little party at the dog cafe. It was a family member's birthday as well on today. So we celebrated both birthdays at the dog cafe. So that was kind of fun to have a little bit of family there and have the dogs run around. And nope, I might go out for dinner on Friday, go to the keg or something. We'll see. We'll see what the day brings on Friday. And how about you? Did you have any plans or what?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm not sure if you're using a directional antenna or you're on a portable, but your audio is very low, and I hear some hissing with your signal. Mind you, it's a 20 over S9 signal, but nonetheless, it sounds like something is a little off there this evening. But no, I spent I spent Monday and Tuesday with my wife. She's on holidays this week, and we drove up to Barrie on Monday to get my 857 repaired by Ron over at Innovative Circuits. And he thought he knew what the problem was when I explained it to him. And he thought it was the IR filters. And said 90 minutes if you want to go hang out. I'll have it ready for you. So, yep, here you go. We drove off, went and parked to take a break in the beautiful countryside over there, and got a phone call from him saying it's not going to be ready today. So I had to go home and picked it up the following day, which was on my birthday. Took another beautiful drive, Mad Max style, on the 400 series highways. Monday was crazy busy, both with trucks and cars. And so I'm thinking, because the Americans had their July 4th weekend, they take a whole week, for holidays. I'm pretty sure all the businesses and all that stuff slowed right down to nothing over the weekend, and it started back up again, because when we went Tuesday, the traffic was lighter. But nonetheless, both hands on the wheel, and you see some of the cowboys zipping in and out. It's a little hairy, but we managed to do it. And Barrie's beautiful, by the way. They were a couple of degrees cooler than we were, 24 degrees, and it was like 29, 30 in Hamilton. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I changed mics, so there we go. It was cool today, but humid at the same time.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice for a change, actually. I didn't mind it at all. And glad you got your radio fixed. And is it the one you're on now?
Yes, it is the Yaesu 857. And he told, when he looked inside, he said somebody had done work on it previous. And I told him there were two previous owners, so I don't know who did what. And he also mentioned there was water damage. And so that was causing my power and audio issues. And so he basically had the whole board out, completely out of the radio, and cleaned it up and replaced what needed replacing. And so I didn't have to replace the finals or the driver or pre-driver. So that's good news. Yeah. It was very peculiar problems, because he thought, oh, it'll be the finals. Nope. So yeah, tricked another technician.
Well, at least he discovered what was going on, and he's a good guy. I have no complaints about him. He looked at my 857, which I'm on now, and yeah. It's nice that we have someone to take our radios to. We don't have to ship them off to Timbuktu.
Yeah, that's the thing, eh? It's much better to hand it over in person and pick it up in person. And yeah, real great guy, straight shooter, honest guy. And yeah, he's been in business for 30 years. So Beautiful property he's on as well. Highly recommend him. And so with that, Deb, do you have anything else before we pick up the rest?
No, I'll be listening along and
Fox Tango 8. Speaking of which, let's go back up to Mac and say hello again. VA3IMW. Mac, what's new? What's shaking?
Oh, well, it's that day. The tank said, feed me, so I took an extra drive today, and I paid $1.40.9 per liter. So I think I did pretty well. It's worth the extra drive. And anyways, yeah, that meant I didn't get home until 20 or 25 after 7. So got in just in time to say hello to Chris on the Burlington Amateur Club Net, and dashed over here as quickly as I could. Anyways, not a whole lot of other stuff going on. Certainly glad that the weather didn't turn out as bad as it was forecast to be. But driving to work this morning was like, that extra spot-free rinse that you get at the car wash? Well, that was it. If I had some suds, then the truck would have been gleaming, sparkling clean. But I'm sure there's lots of road debris and all the rest of that stuff that won't have come off. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Chris did remind everybody about the Burlington Amateur Radio Club swap meet. I guess that's up in the Milton area. So you go off of Highway 6 on Concession 6 to the east and follow that into town. It's got to be probably the best run junk in the trunk type thing that is in this area, at least the ones I've seen. So if you have the opportunity to pop in there, I'm sure you'll meet a handful of people that you'll already recognize. And if you don't recognize them, just look for their little emblems that have their call signs on them, and you'll know exactly who you want to talk to and who you want to avoid. Anyways, I'm here for the duration, Chuck. I'm along for the ride. And if I hear anything out here in the outskirts, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good, Mac. And we'll get back to you in a bit. Let's go down the list and say hello to Victor Alpha 3 Tango Mike. Tom, come on in.
Well, good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. We're sitting here in LaSalle looking out over the bay and watching the storms run through, and lots of rain. But everything else is copacetic, as they say, and unfortunately I'm going to miss the 50th annual Burlington Amfest. Got to be out of town this weekend, but that's what's coming up. It's in Milton at the fairgrounds, and thanks to Mac for mentioning it. It's the 50th annual, as I say, and they're looking for a good crowd. Got a new supplier of food this year, which we're excited about, and should be really good. Otherwise, I have nothing else to add, Chuck, and again, belated happy birthday to you, and hope it even today is good. Back to you, VA3TM.
Outstanding there, Tom. Yeah. Unfortunately, I just spent a fortune on driving to Barrie twice. It cost about $50 in gas, which actually is not bad, I guess. And got my radio repaired there. So I wish everybody good luck. I understand there was I heard on another repeater earlier that someone, Barry was, ISX was talking about a gentleman that had a bunch of amplifiers he was trying to unload on the Ontar's marketplace there, and he'll be at the Hamfest selling all his gear. So anybody needs an amp, there's a place to go. But anyways, yeah, thank you for checking in, Tom, and much appreciated. You got a great signal there coming from LaSalle Park, and full strength and nice clean audio. And I'm over here by the Center Mall in East Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm looking right at you, Chuck, through the fog. Yeah, we're fortunate to be in this spot, and even though we're just using a J-pole with an FTM 400 or 100 running 20 watts. Okay. So back to you, and we'll be listening.
All right, great stuff. Okay, yeah, and I just looked out at my security camera there, and looks like the roads are wet again, so it's probably drizzling over here now in East and Hamilton. But I think the bulk of the rain came at about between 4:30 and 6:30 this morning where I live, so it was coming down pretty good. I thought fireworks were going off, and it was the rain. My neighbor's roof has a weird setup for where his rain. He doesn't catch all the rain, and it comes flying and hits the side of our house and makes a bunch of noise there. But woke us up thinking, who's letting off fireworks at 6 a.m? And it was rain. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you, Tom, for your check-in, sir. Much appreciated. Have a great rest of the week. Do you have any other traffic for us?
No traffic. We'll be heading north tomorrow morning, and hopefully for 5 or 6 days. It should be nice, and we'll be on APRS if anybody's interested.
All right. There's always nosy people out there, Tom. You know that. Okay. Well, thanks for your check-in, Tom. Take care, and safe happy trails. And so next we go to George, VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. George, come on in.
You forgot Paul.
Oh, yeah, we forgot PDL. PDL, are you still there?
Not much to report. Just saying hello to everybody on the net there, and say hello to Paul. I guess I got family leaving here, so I'm gonna be just saying hello. Throw a bean in the pot.
Okay, George, the pot is rattling with your bean. I'm going to have to get one just to make that noise. Throw a bean in there. Every time someone checks in, I'll drop it right next to the microphone. There you go. We'll do that next week. Next week, George, is going to be 6 years that I've been doing this net. And so it'll be the 6-year anniversary there. I don't know if you'll be in town, but just thought I'd let you know. So thanks for checking in, George. Much appreciated.
Oh, absolutely. As long as I can hear this net, I'm going to key up.
All right. You're the best. Have a cold snack for me there, George. Speaking of cold snacks, let's go up and say hello to Paul of VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Oh, I guess he said his hello at the beginning before the net. And so, Paul, you are in the log. And so let's continue on down the list and say hello to the YouTube check-ins. So far, I've noticed VA3 November Charlie Alpha, Wade in Dundas, and then Albert, VE3 Alpha Papa Tango. And thank you, Albert. And Kevin, VE3 KKP. A quick check-in and another bean for the pot. I'm going to have to get myself a coffee cup with a bean to drop in every time. And then finally, we got Bill, VE3IUK, checking in. So thank you, gentlemen. Hope you enjoy the net. And so with that, let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
VA3 DCS.
VA3 NCA.
Okay, I heard VA3 Delta Charlie Sierra, but I think somebody doubled with him, unless it was that carrier. Is there another station? Please come now. And Wade, I did hear you.
I was the Dave double.
Ah, very good, very good. All right, so let's bring in Dave, VA3 DCS.
Well, good evening there, Chuck, and all on frequency. Yeah, it's been a lovely day out there. Lots of rain, lots of rain, lots of rain. Tough to get the dogs out there when it's raining to do their business. And then if they do go out, it's tough to get them back in.
Yeah. I'm still in the market to get another dog. My dog passed away a couple of years ago, and we had patio stones in the back as well as grass, so he had his pick. If he didn't want to get his paws too wet in the grass, he would go on the patio stones there. But yeah, I don't miss cleaning up the mines, the landmines, but I sure miss his company. Anyways, Dave, anything new and exciting?
Well, not so exciting, but I've been sporadically in touch with my son and daughter-in-law and wife down in Texas. They've been without power now since Monday morning, and cell service is very sporadic.
Really? Yeah, I caught a bit of that in the news there. Parts of Texas were flooded. Of course, that's where Beryl made landfall, right? Near the Galveston area, I do believe.
Yes. Well, it made landfall further west, but then it cut across and got Galveston, Houston, a bit north, where that's where my kids and my wife are, and my granddaughter. So they're actually looking at going to stay at a friend's house that has power while they are away, so they can enjoy some air conditioning and light, and I guess internet as well.
Oh, wow, eh? Yeah, didn't think there would be issues with the internet there. Didn't seem like it was a big... when it made landfall, was it just what, a category 1? Or that's what I heard they were calling it.
Yeah, it was category 1, but it did enough damage to transformers and hydro piles, poles, and spans of wire, as they call them. My son was saying he was out toward the Walmart in his area, and there's like 100 hydro trucks sitting there. I guess they're all gathered around and getting their plan of attack.
Yeah, and a lot of them are coming in from outside the area as well. I know that's what they usually do. Oh, that's good. I'm sure it won't take long to get things back in order, but yeah, I wish them good luck.
Yeah, I just keep sending messages, and my son gets them as he gets them, and then he replies. So I guess that's good enough for now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hope when is she coming back?
She's scheduled to come back on the 20th into Toronto.
Oh, okay. Another week and a half. All right. Well, hopefully all goes well and they find a decent place that has power and shelter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're making out okay right now, and I'm sure they'll do fine until the power comes back on, which they say could be between tomorrow and Sunday. So they don't really know, but they'll be good.
Oh, very good. I wish them all the best there, and I'm sure you're quite excited to have her back home.
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't quick enough to say that, was I?
Yeah, that's okay. Understandable. All right, Dave. Well, do you have any other traffic for us? Are you going to take off after this?
Well, I'm going to be around. The dogs are following me everywhere and trying to sit on me all the time. So I'll try to stick around.
All right. Well, do what you have to do. Thank you for checking in, Tom or Dave. Much appreciated. And we'll talk to you again soon. So with that, let's move up to Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, everybody on net. Nice and strong, clear signal from you tonight. Your patient successfully has been repaired. That's great. I'm sure you're happy about that. And happy birthday, by the way. That seems to be a pretty good birthday present to have your radio come back to you in good health. So happy birthday and congratulations on the repair. It's sounding great. Yeah, when I called in the first time there, I was listening in the other ear on YouTube, and I could hear myself underneath Dave. So his station's a fair bit got stronger signal than me, so I thought I'd throw my name out the second time. Other than that, I am going to listen on for the whole duration here. Looking forward to it as always. The only one thing I do have is, for those who haven't already heard, the Ontario Provincial Parks has announced that they're going to have a special on park admissions. Day use admissions are going to be free on July 19th. It's a Friday, so hopefully you can either take the day off or you already have the day off. And if you wanted to go out to an Ontario Provincial Park and activate POTA or even just enjoy the park, you can sign up ahead of time. Apparently you can't do it at the gate. I don't think you can anyways, but nonetheless, you go to the Ontario Provincial Park website and you should be able to get a free day pass for July 19th coming up. And so I think I'm going to see about taking the day off and maybe finding my way to one of the parks. Closest one, I guess, for us is Bronte, but there's a couple others. Anyways, thinking of going out and trying an activation on that day, take advantage of it. They're calling it Healthy Parks, Healthy People Day, HPHP Day. So if you're so inclined, you might want to take advantage of a free admission, day use admission to a provincial park in Ontario. With that, I'll send it back to you there, Chuck, and thanks again for doing it. VA3NCA, back to net.
Okay, and just to confirm, Wade, that's the 19th, right? Friday the 19th? Just the one day?
QSL, one day until 10 p.m. At night, Eastern Time, so 10 p.m. at night. Otherwise, it's day admission for one car, or as many passes as you get. Each family gets one, basically. So you get a park admission, parking for the car. If there are extra things you want to do, like some parks will have canoe rentals and stuff like that, that's all extra. But the actual admission and parking for the day is free on Friday, July 20. Friday, July 19th. That is in 9 days from today. It's about a week and a half. Anyways, yeah. So looks like a good deal if you're available, and so I just thought I'd mention it. It's also posted on our Discord channel for anybody who's interested to look there. Back to you.
Okay, Wade, that's a lot of helpful information. And thank you for the birthday wish, as well as everyone else. Thank you all so much. it was a great birthday present. It's funny because when I got home on the Monday, after having my hopes and dreams dashed, I thought I'd be able to go home that same day with the radio, but that wasn't to be. But when I went to pick it up the next day, I told him it was my birthday, and of course he said, "Oh, I knew there was a reason I worked so hard on that." He spent 6 hours on the board fixing all the issues there. So turned out to be for a very good cause, and I'm very happy. Now all we need is cooperation from all the bands. That'll come when it comes. Okay, Wade. Anything else, sir, before we carry on?
Just that he sounds like a stand-up operation, and so the best advertisement is good customer reports like you're mentioning. So sounds like a great place to consider if you have the need to have any equipment repaired. So sounds great, and it's great that he spent the time to bring it back up. He may or may not know, I guess, that every Wednesday that piece of equipment brings a lot of joy and entertainment to a lot of people in the area. So very good stuff. I should also finally say that as well that the information about HPHP Day for the parks came to us from Edward VE3VYT. I'm just relaying it, but he was the first one to bring it up to us. So thanks, Edward, for thinking of us when you came across the information. Back to you there, Chuck. I'll be listening along and here for the duration. VA3NCA, back to you.
All right, very good, Edward. VE3VYT. Yeah, very good. Much appreciated. Okay, then. So with that, we'll clear with VA3NCA. And let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, and my name is Chuck. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All right, nothing heard at the moment. Let's jump over to, first let's mention the Ontario Hamfest in Milton. That is the 13th of July in 3 days, Saturday. And I believe Mac mentioned something a little bit earlier on how to get there. But I'm just pulling up the ONTAR's information now. And of course, it is the 50th Ontario Hamfest, Saturday, July 13th. It says here, the Burlington Amateur Radio Club extends a warm welcome to you to attend our 50th annual Ontario Hamfest in Milton. Milton is on Highway 401 and thus close to all cities and towns in the southern Ontario and western New York. As always, free coffee. And the talk-in frequency will be 146.420 Simplex. There is a map here. So if you want more information on that, just go to the ONTAR's webpage, and you can get all the information there. General admission is $8 per person. Children 12 or under, free with an adult. You just can't have kids walking in on your own. And tailgate vendors, $18. Price includes space and one admission. All right.
And you missed Vern.
Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. I don't believe I heard Vern, but let's bring him in. Come on in, Vern.
I wasn't sure if I had enough power coming out of this radio. Can you copy me, Chuck?
Just barely. I have you at an S6, but there's a bunch of nonsense coming in as well. But come on in, Vern.
I won't be long, Chuck. I just wanted to check
All right. Well, I guess this would be a good time to ask for a relay. If Mac is available, do you mind?
Not at all. Relays are us. Yeah, that's going to be my retirement business. Anyways, Vern wants the contact information for Barry in Barry, or what's his name? John in Barry, or whatever his name is. Anyways, Vern, if you're good on QRZ with your email address, perhaps after the net could email you the contact information for this gentleman.
That would be great, Mac. I appreciate the relay. My information on QRZ is accurate. So, yeah, if he wants to flip me the call sign and address and stuff, that would be great.
All right. So, Chuck, his email address is good on QRZ. So all he wants is a pointer to be able to get in touch with your fine radio technician up in Barrie. He's got a couple of ailing units that could use a little TLC. So other than that, I'll bet you Vern's out for a walk, although he's dashing through the raindrops. Roger, Vern?
Roger that, Mac. Fortunately, it's not raining right now up here in Waterdown. It was earlier. I brought my umbrella. That's probably why it's not raining.
Okay, there's another joke in there somewhere. It's not raining in Waterdown. All right. Very good, Vern. Certainly, from Chuck's standpoint, I'm sure he appreciates your check-in. And I think he will be good to email you the contact information for the technician in Barrie. And we'll let him get back to the net and get through some announcements if you have nothing further.
Nothing further. I really appreciate the relay, Mac, and I hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you.
Oh, geez, Vern, you're sounding better all the time. You must be moving. You came up to just above an S7. Okay, Chuck, I'll turn it back to you. You heard the request, and I think you can probably help him out there. Roger?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mac. As a matter of fact, the only thing I didn't hear from Vern was what he asked for. I copied all the transmissions afterwards, even though the signal had dropped. The noise that was coming in earlier was free during those transmissions. So I did copy that, Vern, and if you can hang on till after the net there, I'll send that info to you.
Sounds good, Chuck. No rush at all. I just heard your stellar reviews, and as Mac mentioned, I have a couple of rigs that probably could use it. So thanks again.
All right, not a problem there, Vern. You know, it's always nice to be able to, like I mentioned earlier, to be able to just hand your equipment over and explain, you know, what's going on as well, and be able to pick it up instead of shipping it off. You know, shipping it is it takes longer. And yeah, so the benefits are there. And yeah, good guy. Okay, Vern, thank you for your check-in. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Chuck, and a happy belated birthday.
Oh, gosh, thank you. Okay, with that, before I continue on with announcements, do we have any other check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? Please come now. Okay, nothing heard there. And we have Jeff checking in and James on the YouTube stream, as well as Wayne B in Mississauga, Victor Alpha 3, Fox Mike Bravo. Hello, Wayne. And hello, James, Kilo Bravo 3, Oscar Hotel Uniform, KB30HU. Good evening, James. And Jeff checking in from Grimsby. Victor Echo 3, November, Victor Yankee. Thank you, gentlemen. Much appreciated. I shall add you in the log. All right. Hey, listen, I came across this story on QRZ.com earlier, and it's about the sun. And it says here, I'll read it for you. It says the mysterious radio signals focus of a new solar mission. Curie, Curie, will investigate where solar radio waves originate in coronal mass ejections, like this one seen in 304 and 171 angstrom wavelengths by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. Radio signals are coming from somewhere within our sun, and NASA wants to find out from where. On July 9th, that was yesterday, the Space Administration will launch the first mission designed to locate these signals, and it's called Curie. The CubeSat Radio Interferometry Experiment, which is long for Curie, will use two small cube satellites to locate the source of these radio signals emitted during solar storms, solar flares, and coronal mass ejections. Understanding more about these forms of space weather is extremely important, and storms on the sun can impact technology here on Earth, including our communication networks. So, can't wait to hear how they're going to find out where radio signals are coming from the sun. Very interesting. Okay, so we'll just end that story there. It goes on for a bit longer, but that's okay. I'd like to jump over to the contest calendar webpage now and tell you that there are only 2 contests this weekend. And the first one is the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon for all you CW keyers out there. That is for about a day and a half. The SKCC Weekend Sprintathon is CW, and it's for 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that starts 1200 Zulu time, which is 8 a.m., July 13th, Saturday, until 2400 Zulu, July 14th. So that'll be 8 p.m. on Sunday. And next, for CW and phone is the only contest there is. It's called the IARU HF World Championship. And that one starts at 8 a.m. on Saturday and ends at 8 a.m. on Sunday. And the bands are 10, 10 meter, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that's it for the contests coming up. So anybody going out for doing POTA activations should not find the bands too busy. So good luck with that. We just hope Mother Nature cooperates both with the sun and for the rainfall. So good luck to you, gentlemen and ladies out there activating parks. And so that's it for contest calendar. And let's do another call out and see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group. Okay, I'm not sure if that was Marty, but it sounded like VE3 Quebec Echo Echo.
Yes, sir, that was Marty. And did you have a successful trip up to Bear? Did you get your rig back, Stuart?
Hey, good evening there, Marty. And that is a yes. But I had to make 2 trips. I was told that it would have been ready on the first trip, just hang out for a couple of hours and come back and pick it up, but that wasn't the case. There was a lot of work to do on it. And so I came back on Tuesday, yesterday, made another trip on that Mad Max Highway 400 series. I actually got lost on the second day. It's so easy. So, but anyways, it was a successful trip and successful repair.
Very good. Well, thank you the update. Back to you.
Okay, Marty. Yeah. So I don't know where Rick is, but he might be upset that I again didn't make it to his Monday night net. But from now on, he won't need to worry about that, as I'll have my radio capable of performing on any of the bands that my antenna will cover, or antennas will cover. And so, yeah, I just didn't have a radio to communicate with there on Monday, and that's the way it is. Anyhow, Marty, thank you for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. Do you have any other traffic for us?
Well, just that we covered for you there, Chuck, on the Monday night. We set up an ICOM 7300 in the field on a table with an antenna and a battery, and we checked into Rick's net, so he was happy. A whole bunch of us said hi to him, so we were warming the airwaves on your behalf. Okay. Bye for now, Chuck. 73.
Okay, very good, Marty. Very good. A field check-in. I'm sure he appreciated that. So very good. I missed it. Well, maybe another time. So yeah, I bet he was happy. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3 Quebec Echo Echo, and let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is VA3CJZ.
VE3OAB.
VE3OAB. Phil, good evening. Come on in.
Yes, is QEE still there, or did he switch off?
I don't know. Are you still there, Marty?
Chuck, I still am here, but I can't hear Phil.
Yeah, Marty's got a weak signal tonight there. I'm having trouble picking him up, Phil. But he's still there.
Can you pass this on to him? Is the CW still on the website or not? I can't get into it because the HPL is down. Hamilton Public Library is down.
Right. The Hamilton Public Library is still down. And Phil, you're trying to get into the what?
I believe they had a CW up on the Hamilton site.
Oh, okay. Well, Marty, if you're still there, Phil's wondering about the CW that was on that site. Well, as you know, Phil, the website is down, but I don't know if there's a way around it. Marty, do you have any info?
I can't hear Phil on direct. I can't hear him direct. No, I don't know.
The Hamilton Amateur Radio Club website, is it still carrying that CW on there?
Oh, Marty, Phil is asking if the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club website still has the CW thing there. Yeah, we're having trouble communicating there, Phil. So I'm sorry, but we don't have any further information for you.
Contact.
Okay, go ahead, contact.
3NCA. I hear Mac.
Yes, you do. Okay. So I hear Marty, I hear Phil, I hear Chuck, I hear everybody. So it sounds like Phil wants to know if the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club website is still carrying the CW practice, and Marty has no information on that. He doesn't believe it's currently in use. So perhaps maybe a topic to bring up, Phil, on the Monday night net to see if any further information is available from the balance of the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club. Phil, I'll take it back to you.
You got it right.
All right, very good. And Marty, any other information that you can share with Phil for the time being, or we defer this till Monday? Okay, we're going to need another Marty. All right, we'll throw it over to Wade, because I think he had another comment. Maybe he's got some more information. VA3 NCA, VA3 IMW, go ahead.
For some time now, and so I'm a little bit out of touch. I still do the net, but I haven't been attending club meetings for buddy.
All right, QSL. Yeah, so we'll leave that, and perhaps during the Monday net, you'll have some Hamilton Amateur Radio Club people, executives or otherwise, that might have some information, and appreciate the comeback there, Marty. VA3 NCA, did you have any further information?
No, actually, Mac, I was going to do the exact same thing you did, because I'm hearing Marty really well to my location tonight, and so with that, I have nothing else to add. So VA3 NCA, back to net control.
Okay, very good, Wade and Mac. And let's see how. Let's go back to Phil and see how things have been going with you there, Phil.
Things have been going real good here, and I'm going to leave about the CW till Monday, and otherwise I'm doing great right now.
That's good to hear, Phil. Haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks, I think. You checked in a couple of weeks ago, but glad to hear things are going well. And I sure do appreciate your check-in there, Phil. Actually, you're 5'9", you're just a little over S9 over here and sounding good.
Thank you very much with the report. And as I said, I'm going to leave about the website and the CW practice and find out about what's going on till Monday night.
Okay, Phil. Well, good luck with that. And don't forget, there's the SKCC contest this weekend for CW. So if you want to join in there or listen in anyways, the airwaves should have a bunch of stations operating CW.
Roger there for that information.
Okay, very good, Phil. Thanks again for your check-in, sir. Do you have anything else?
Not at this time, except it's a little wet out there right now.
Yeah, it's not actually raining here, but the roads are wet. I think they're going to dry up now over here in East Hamilton. So I pretty much guarantee we'll have some spotty showers there until this blows over. But I think for the most part, the heavy downpours happened very, very early this morning, and that's the worst of it.
Roger there, Chuck. Yeah, well, I thought it may have been worse than what they were talking about.
Yeah, the only time to take the weather reports serious is if they warn you about it a couple of days in advance. They know something's coming. But usually they're not sure, because where we live here at the western end of Lake Ontario, I believe because of the shape of the lake, it deflects weather north and south of us a lot of the times. And so that's usually the case.
Oh, I agree with that. Normally does a split over Ancaster, Mount Hope. It either goes Mount Hope down towards Niagara, or it goes Ancaster to Toronto.
Yep, absolutely. And then there's the area that gets all the weather, and that's Kitchener and London area. That's the snow belt area. They get all the storms there.
Roger, Ingersoll.
Yes, absolutely. Up towards Barrie there. All right, very good, Phil. Well, thanks again, my friend. And you have a great rest of the evening. Appreciate your check-in.
Roger there. BE3OAB clear.
Okay, very good. Does anybody have any announcements they'd like to make or any questions or anything like that? Please come now. VA3CJZ. Okay, go ahead, Marty. You're a little staticky there, but we've got Mac and Wade waiting in the wings there. Go ahead. Can I get a relay, please?
Roger. So he is talking about the SKC contest. Indicates that in order to find these guys on the weekend, the best place to hang out is between 7050 and 7060, and they will match your speed. There's 4 pieces of information to make the exchange. Signal report, which is your RSV, and let's see here, the name for the log, and location, which could be Ontario, Southern Ontario, or your grid square, and then finally your SKC number, and your SKC number is free if you have signed up for it. However, if you don't have one, then the response is November, Oscar, November, or something like that. So it sounds like the SKC practice contest, not really a contest, but a great exercise for newly budded CW activators. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very good information there, Mac. Thank you for the relay. I had some serious QRM, and of course now it's died down. So very good. Thanks, Mac. Appreciate it. So I hope that answers some questions about the SKCC contest.
Okay, let me just finish with Marty to verify that I didn't make a mess of the information he was providing. Marty, did I do okay? Is there any details that I need to refine?
Great. Great there, Mac. Thanks for being a backup.
Okay, roger that. All set there, Chuck. Relays are us. Can you picture the storefront and the big colored letters?
I can just see the guys pulling up with the truck and the sign and the cherry picker to put it up there, Mac.
Yep, QSL. Yeah, there's life after whatever. So I can have a except I read somewhere in the Canadian rules there's no compensation allowed for radio relays and stuff like that. So we'll have to figure out another angle. Anyways, Chuck, I'll let you carry on, and it's just about time. Well, it is time for On This Day.
Absolutely. Okay, very good then. And so I did hear Marty at the end there just say thanks for the backup or being a backup, and I do thank you. And so with that, I want to mention James, who checked in with us on YouTube, KB3OHU, is in Rochester, PA, Pennsylvania. And so welcome, James. We're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. local time, ending around 10 p.m. there. Thanks for joining us. And Jeff, and where's Jeff? Jeff is in Grimsby. So he's probably close to Al, VA3NFL. And Jeff's call is VE3 November Victor Yankee. Thanks, guys, as well as everyone else. Hope things are going well with you, James, and hope you're enjoying our streaming net. Okay, with that, let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us before we continue on with some trivia and On This Day in History. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-in.
3 LBI, coming to play, Oscar Romeo.
All right, I think there was a double there. Larry kind of clobbered Robert, I think, VE3ROR. Is that right there? Is that you, Rob?
Yes, it is.
Okay, stand by one, and let's bring in Larry.
No, go ahead. Pick up Rob first. I can stand by. VE3 LBI.
Okay, very good then. VE3 Romeo Oscar Romeo. Robert, how are you?
Thank you, Larry. You're a gentleman, and good evening to everyone on the net. I hear everybody. No problems here. Good copy on everyone today. And Chuck, everything's fine. I hope everything's fine with you. I don't get a chance to check into the net too often because I'm usually either horizontal because I go to bed early because I wake up early. Have no choice. Built-in alarm clock wakes me up at 5 o'clock every morning. So blame it on old age, I guess. And that was quite the storm that came through. Lots of precip. I don't know if you noticed this morning. I was up at around 5, but then when the sun should have been up, it was exceptionally dark, which to me says that the cloud deck was very thick, which is typical of post-tropical storms, like hurricanes that have lost a lot of their energy but are still very, very active. And so that it was amazing how dark it was this morning. It felt like winter in a way, waking up at 7 o'clock or being up at 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it being very, very dark just because the cloud deck was so thick.
Yes, absolutely. I woke up, actually, my wife and I both woke up around 6 a.m. and of course it was dark. And we thought somebody was setting off fireworks, but it was actually heavy rain flowing from my neighbor's roof onto our side of the house and making noise. And so we knew the rain was pretty thick there at that time of the morning. That's when we got the most of it.
Yeah, and I understand there were some tornadoes in the Niagara or Buffalo area. I know there was some in Buffalo, at least one anyway. I guess the National Weather Service down there is going to confirm that at some point. Don't know if any of them made it onto our side of the border, but I didn't really keep up with it. I just heard a couple of people talking on one of the Buffalo repeaters about it. Okay, I won't keep it, and it'll just be like a one and done here because I'm going to get ready for to see the Sandman. So I'll say 7-3, and thanks for being there, Chuck. Great net as always. 7-3 all around. VE3ROR.
Okay, Rob, and to answer your previous question there, things are going great. My wife is off work on vacation this week, and so Monday we took a drive up to Barrie to see a technician there to get my Yaesu 857 repaired. And so I went up there Monday, came back, and went back again early Tuesday morning and made the drive up there again to get the radio. And now she's performing, the 857 is performing like it should, and I'm quite happy. So there you go.
Oh, great. What did you have to get fixed on it?
Well, mainly my issues were the power kept dropping, and the audio was acting funny, and the output audio. And so we thought it was either the final driver, pre-driver, but it wasn't. It was water damage. And apparently a technician had worked, or not a technician, let's just say somebody did shoddy work inside the radio, previous owners, and as well as water damage. And it finally, it just wasn't performing right. And I was able to bring it in and get that looked after.
Oh, fantastic. Are you using it right now?
Yes, I am. And I'm finally getting the power out of it that it's supposed to do. So I should be giving you a pretty good signal.
Oh, yeah, you're really strong here. I'm using a commercial radio here, so I don't really have a real S meter, but you're very strong for sure. I've got to bring a couple of things up to Ronnie. I have an IC703 at the QRP radio that decided to stop working on me. So I'm hoping it's something serious. And then I got a power supply that's not providing enough current. And I think it's one of the power transistors in the back of it that need replacing, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't have the equipment to test it, but I know that it's not providing enough current. And I bought the thing brand new. Actually, my wife bought it for me about 6-7 years ago, and about a year afterwards, it wasn't providing enough current, and that's it. So I'm going to probably do that before the summer's up. Anyway, I won't keep it. 7-3, good to hear you got your radio back working okay. Yeah, he's great. He's a real asset, and really, I don't mind doing the drive. I've done it a couple of times, and he's a good guy, and he gets stuff done quickly, and he's pretty honest, that's for sure. And he's fair in terms of how much he charges for his work. Anyway, 7-3 Chuck, 7-3 to everyone on the net. Good to check in. VE3ROR, back to net control.
Absolutely there, Rob, and I feel the same way. So, all right, thanks again. We'll let you go do the horizontal mambo. And yeah, for the last 3 days there, we've been getting up at 6 a.m. This morning, though, was not, we weren't supposed to wake up that early, but the rain decided to do otherwise. So, going to sleep well tonight. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3ROR, and let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group.
I got to try again. VE3LBI.
I hear another call sign, VE3LBI. Come on in, Larry.
I just kidding, Chuck. No problem. Yeah, I won't tie you up here. Yep, weather's up and down. Going to clear up, and it looks like we're going to get back into some more heat latter part. So yeah, it's kind of sporadic. I'm glad we didn't get hit with the full storm though. Just getting kind of the side swipe of it, or whatever you want to call, kind of split on this good old Lake Ontario. All right, Chuck, pick it up and do your. I'm not sure what's up, but I'll listen along. DE3LBI.
All right. Very good, Larry. Thanks for your check-in. And James on the YouTube stream, KB30HU, says he has an ICOM 746 Pro out to get fixed, and it's a PA board. So that was the issue with mine. The water damage was all around where the ribbon is. And so he even took pictures of the issues. And when he emailed me, I got to see how bad it was. So it's so nice to have it working good again. Okay, thanks, Larry. Anyone else out there wishing to check in with us on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, please come now. Okay, it's 9:11 p.m. here in Hamilton, and the temperature is 21 degrees at my house, 20.9, which is around 68, 69 degrees apparently outside, but the humidity is just horrible. I think it's at 100% out there, so still using the AC a little bit. All right, so how about we go to a little bit of trivia. And I had another bit of I had two more left on last week's trivia page that I didn't get to, but we'll get to it now. All right, two left here on my sheet, and I just have to finish it. What is the largest continent on Earth? Is it A, Africa, B, North America, C, Europe, or D, Asia? Anyone have the answer? Come now.
I think it's Asia because that includes Russia.
I think it's North America.
Yeah, you would think, eh? But the largest continent on Earth is, in fact, Asia. And so, yeah, they got a little bit more real estate than North America does there, George. Very good, Mac. I think George is going to get this one, though. Which is the longest running TV show? Is it A, The Simpsons, B, Friends, C, Seinfeld, or D, Grey's Anatomy?
Simpsons.
Yeah, the only show on TV that foretells the future. It's amazing on some of the episodes they've had, and months later, things happen the way the episode went. It's crazy. Yep, A, The Simpsons. Very good, George.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's it for that sheet that I had. And now, okay, here we go. This is a fact here. The brand name Spam is a combination of spice and ham. So that's Spam. Contrary to American mythology, Spam is not an acronym for scientifically processed animal matter. Right? Get it? SPAM. Or it's not shoulder of pork and ham. It's because it's a combination of spice and ham. There you go. That's where the name Spam comes from. Now, apparently, next we have it takes a drop of water 90 days to travel the entire Mississippi River. And that's the longest river in The States or North America, not sure. Spanning 2,340 miles, the Mississippi River is the third largest watershed in the world. That's one long stretch of water. So long, in fact, that it takes one drop of water approximately 90 days to travel its entire length. Don't ask me how they did that. I don't know how you would test for that. All right, so a lot of you may have heard of Ellis Island. That was the place where immigrants would get processed before coming onto the mainland. So Ellis Island, right next to New York. The first person processed at Ellis Island was a 15-year-old girl from Ireland. On January 1st, 1892, Annie Moore was the first passenger to disembark at Ellis Island on its opening day. She had traveled to the United States with her two younger brothers aboard the SS Nevada after departing from Queenstown, Ireland. Now it's known as Cobb, K-O-B-H. Another amazing fact, the busiest day at Ellis Island was April 17th, 1907. That's probably when the Mayflower came over. Get this, Japan has one vending machine for every 40 people. Japan is thought to have one of the highest densities of vending machines in the world, with one for every 40 people in the country. Wow. Another fact, lemons float, but limes sink. So if you drop a lime and a lemon in a bowl of water, the lime will sink and the lemon will float. Huh, interesting. Geez, they've got some very personal and private subjects on commercials these days, especially with women's and men private things there. But anyways, the first time the word period was used on TV in reference to menstruation was in 1985. It came via a line in a Tampax commercial. It says here, feeling cleaner is more comfortable. It can actually change the way you feel about your period. And the actor who made the pop culture history was Courtney Cox from Friends. Interesting. And the first oranges weren't orange. The original oranges from Southeast Asia were a tangerine pomelo hybrid, and they were actually green. In fact, oranges in warmer regions, such as Vietnam and Thailand, still stay green through maturity. Speaking of which, ever wonder which orange came first? The color or the fruit? There you go. All right. There's only one letter that doesn't appear in any United States state name. Texas, New York. Can you guess the answer to this? Anybody?
Q.
How did you know that? I didn't even know that.
Quick thinking.
I guess so. Interesting. All right. What's this? Oh yeah, another fact: a cow bison hybrid is called a beefalo. I know I heard the Cannon Man there earlier talk about a gentleman he knows. I believe he's from South Africa, and he sells exotic meats. There's a place outside Ottawa, Ontario, that does that too, and they'll sell you anything like emu. Uh, I mean, you name it. Exotic meats is their thing. It's stuff that you won't find in any corner store. So if you're into that, there is a place apparently. And we have Susan McCary checking in. Hello, Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo Uniform Sierra from Rochester Township, Pennsylvania. Well, good evening, Susan or Suzanne. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but welcome to our net. We're here every Wednesday evening, starting at 8 p.m. local time, and we end the net around 10 p.m. Glad to have you aboard. Hope all is well with you. How are the band conditions in PA? They're terrible here in the Hamilton, Toronto area for sure. And while we wait for that, how about we get started with on this day with today's famous birthdays. But first, let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly AREG Net, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Let's check in, see if Suzanne or Susan Suzanne, I think. Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo Uniform Sierra. I have to add that in the log. Give me 1 second, please. Bill VE3IUK is wondering if that specialty meat store has Wampus Kitty. And Suzanne is telling us the bands are so up here. So yeah, they're generally. I know 17 meters was about the only band that was I was able to hear today throughout the day there. So it's unfortunate because I just got my radio repaired and I'm dying to hit the HF bands, but we'll have to wait for Mother Nature, I guess. And Bill, you'll have to ask Sam the Cannon Man about that Wampus Kitty. And Bill is also telling us that the longest running TV show is Coronation Street. So I don't know why it said otherwise. Maybe it's an older trivia thing that I found. And James in PA, in Rochester, PA, is telling us it's 69.6 there and 84% humidity. So it's pretty much just like here in Hamilton at the western end of Lake Ontario. All right. So let's start off with today's famous birthdays in history. The second portion of our net usually goes through this. And today we're at, on this day, 176. And our first person with a birthday is Nikola Tesla, born in 1856 on July 10th. He is a Serbian-American physicist, electrical engineer, and inventor who developed alternating current and the Tesla coil. He was born in Smiljan, Austrian Empire, now Croatia. There you go. Next, born on this day is a gentleman called Bobby Lowe, Lowe, born in 1865. He's an American baseball second baseman and the first player to hit 4 home runs in one Major League Baseball game. And that was in 1894 against the with the Boston Bean Eaters. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And he died in 1951. This next person just made me laugh, so I had to add it. Born on this day in 1882 is I'm a Hog. No, not I am a hog, but IMA. IMA. Last name Hogg. He was the founder of the Houston Symphony, born in Mineola, Texas, and he died in 1975. I just thought it was a hilarious name. What's your name? I'm a hog. All right. Let's go to Legs Diamond. Born in 1897, Legs Diamond, his real first name is Jack, and he's an American gangster and bootlegger. Born, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Popular state this evening, I must say. And I'm sure he's had some dealings with Hamilton during the Prohibition. A lot of booze came through here as we had connections to the mafioso here in Hamilton. Who remembers the comic strip Andy Capp? Reg Smythe was born on this day in 1917, and he's an English cartoonist who made Andy Capp, and he was born in England, died in 1998.
And Andy Capp's wife's name was Flo.
Yeah, and he was always drunk, and he wore that cap all the time. All right, next we've got Harvey Ball, born on this day, 1921. He's an American inventor and designer of the popular smiley face graphic. Born in Massachusetts. Boy, I bet you he made a fortune with that if he patented that. Died in 2001. Born on this day in 1922, Jake LaMotta. He is also known as the Raging Bull. You might have heard of the movie. He's an American boxer and world middleweight champion from 1949 to 1951, born in New York City. And that's what the movie Raging Bull is based on. Who remembers Car 54, Where Are You? And The Munsters? Our next celebrity is Fred Gwynn. He was Herman on The Munsters, born on this day, 1926, in New York City. And he passed away in 1993. And in 1930, Bruce Boa, B-O-A, was a Canadian actor, and he was in The Empire Strikes Back, born in Calgary, Alberta. He passed away in 2004. As I said, he was born in 1930. I just had to mention the Canadian connection to The Empire Strikes Back. And Bill, VE3IUK, is telling us that Coronation Street premiered on December 9th, 1960. And it is still in production on the ITV network. And yes, Suzanne, I also loved The Munsters. I liked that dragon they had hidden under the stairs, Cousin It, Lurch. It was a great show. I loved it.
Oh, now you're mixing your metaphors. Wrong. That's the Addams Family. So yes, the Munsters did have the dragon under the stairs, but Lurch and Cousin It was Addams Family.
Oh dear, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I was thinking more of Grandpa and the kid, and yeah, the only normal one was the niece, I think, the blonde girl.
Yes, she was stricken with something. They always used to make fun of her for being so unusual, but she was gorgeous. Anyways, yeah. What was the kid's name? I forget. That was right on the tip of my tongue until you said the kid.
Yeah, and he slept in a dresser drawer.
Eddie Munster. That's it.
Yeah. And it's no wonder I mixed up the Addams Family and the Munsters. They sort of came out, I think, around the same time, and they were both along the same style. Funny as heck. Yeah, Bill is saying it was Eddie. That's right. All right, got a little bit excited there, and got a little mixed up. Okay, let's move on, and let me go back to on this day. Ronnie James Dio was born on this day, 1942. His real last name is Padavona. Of course, he's an American singer, songwriter, and musician. He was with the band Elf, the band Rainbow, and then Black Sabbath, and then Dio. He was born in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and he passed away in 2010. All right, let's go to the 70s now. Barney Miller. Anybody remember that? Ron Glass was born on this day, 1945. I forget what his character was, his name on Barney Miller, but nonetheless, he was born in Evansville, Indiana, and he passed away in 2016. Arlo Guthrie is celebrating his 77th birthday today. He's still alive. Born in 1947 on July 10th. American singer-songwriter he sang Alice's Restaurant. Very famous song. And he's the son of Woody Guthrie, another famous musician. Born in Brooklyn, New York. Sticking with music, we've got Kim Mitchell, born on this day, 1952. So he would be, 72 now? My goodness. He's a Canadian rock guitarist and singer. Max Webster, you might remember, from 1972 to 82. Might as well go for a soda. Born in Sarnia, Ontario. I actually had a friend of mine who lived on the same street as Kim Mitchell when he lived in Toronto. Next, born on this day in 1953, we got Rick the Rocket Emmett, Canadian rock vocalist with Triumph, the band. Born in Toronto, Ontario. Sofia Vergara is celebrating her 52nd birthday today. Gorgeous Latina lady. She was born in 1972, and she is Colombian American actress. She was in Modern Family. Born in Barranquilla, Colombia. Next, born on this day in 1980, we got Adam Petty, American auto racer, and he's the son of Kyle Petty. His death leads to NASCAR mandate of steering wheel kill switch. He was born in Trenton, New Jersey, and he passed away in 2000 in a car crash. I'm not sure what happened with that car crash, but it made NASCAR mandate a steering wheel kill switch. Next, celebrating a 44th birthday is Jessica Simpson, born in 1980. American singer and pop star. I won't even mention the names of the songs. I doubt anyone here would know them. She was born in Abilene, Texas. And that's our last entry for Born on This Day. Do you have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group net? Please come now. All right, let's see what famous people died today in history. And we go all the way back to the year 138 AD. Hadrian. Hadrian passed away. You might recall him being the builder of Hadrian's Wall in the UK. He was a Roman emperor between 117 and 138. That's the date of his death. They don't say how he died, but he was 62 years old. Who remembers a gentleman by the name of El Cid? I had to read that in high school. The history of El Cid. He was a Spanish nobleman and military leader and general strategist, and he dies at the age of 59. And that was the year 1099 that he passed away. I believe that's the first year or the first, what do you call that, where the Knights Templar went on crusade. I think it was in 1099. Next, we've got a gentleman who discovered Neptune with a telescope. In 1910, Johann Gottfried Galle, Galle. He was a German astronomer and discovered Neptune by telescope. He was 98 when he died. He was 98 in the year 1910. Next, John D. Rockefeller III passed away on this day, 1978. Of course, I think he was the richest man in the world at some point. He was an American oil billionaire. That's in the 70s, and philanthropist. And he died in a car crash at the age of 71. Next, we've got everyone's favorite cartoon voices, Mel Blanc. He passed away in 1989 on this day. Of course, he was an American radio comedian and voice actor, best known for his Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, among many others. He also did voices in the Jetsons and the Flintstones, I do believe. He was 81 when he passed away in 1989.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, he was the best. Next, we've got Omar Sharif, passing away in 2015. He's an Egyptian actor, and he was in the movies Dr. Zhivago and Lawrence of Arabia. He was 83 when he died. And finally, who remembers the song "My Boyfriend's Back"? Barbara Bibbs Allbutt, Allbutt, died in 2021, and she was with the band Angels, and she was 80 years old. My boyfriend's back, and you're gonna get it. All right, that's my last entry for people passing away. Do we have any check-ins or questions or comments for this week's AREG net? Please come now. Moving on to today's historical events. In the year 988, the city of Dublin is founded on the banks of the River Liffey, Liffey. Next, we've got Lady Godiva. Who remembers her? In the year 1040, Lady Godiva rides naked on horseback through Coventry, according to legend, to force her husband, the Earl of Mercia to lower taxes. Interesting. I never knew that. Lady Godiva. And we have the most severe burning of many fires in London in the year 1212. Was the most severe of several early fires of London. Burns in Southwark, south of London Bridge. Keeping with London, in the year 1652, England declares war on the Netherlands, the beginning of the First Anglo-Dutch War. All right, got a couple of high temperature records. In 1911, we got 105 Fahrenheit or 41 Celsius. In Maine, that was a state record. And in 1913, oh yeah, that was in 1911 where that record was made. And then in 1913, we have the world's official highest recorded temperature at Greenland Ranch, now known as Furnace Creek Ranch in Death Valley, California. And that is a whopping 134 Fahrenheit or 56.7 Celsius. That's a hot one. And 1 year after the end of World War I in 1919, the Dutch Parliament approves women's right to vote. Still in 1919, we got the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson personally delivers the Treaty of Versailles to Senate, basically stating that Germany is now defeated and all the warring countries don't need to fight no more. 1923, we got we have 2-pound hailstones killing 23 people and many cattle in Rostov, Russia. 2-pound hailstones. Man, that would damage vehicles for sure. That was in 1923. And then in 1925, the USSR's official news agency TASS forms. TASS. In 1929, on this day, the United States issues newer, smaller-sized paper currency. Before that, the paper was quite large. And this next one is about radio. In 1933, we have the very first police radio system in operation in Eastchester Township, New York, in 1933. All right, so next I've got the year 1936 with 4 high heat records. The first one's in Maryland at 109 Fahrenheit or 43 Celsius. That is on July 10th in 1936. Next one is in the same year, but it's in New Jersey, and that's 110 Fahrenheit or 43 Celsius. And these are state records. Then we have Phoenixville. There's Pennsylvania again. 111 Fahrenheit on this day, or 44 Celsius, state record. And finally, West Virginia matches, 112 Fahrenheit. And it says it's still 44 Celsius. And 2 years later, in 1938, Howard Hughes flies around the world in 91 hours. Next, in 1940, on this day, July 10th, we have the Battle of Britain begins as Nazi forces attack shipping convoys in the English Channel. 2 years later, in 1942, Himmler orders the sterilization of all Jewish women in Ravensbrück concentration camp in northern Germany. Terrible. Then in 1949, we have the first practical rectangular TV tube announced in Toledo, Ohio. In 1958, the first parking meters are installed in England. 625 of them. And then in 1962, we have Telstar, the first active communications satellite launched, developed by American Telephone and Telegraph Company. As we know now, it's called AT&T. Back in 1962, Telstar. In 1965, on July 10th, the Rolling Stones score their first U.S. #1 single, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Love that song. And in 1968, the United States Major League Baseball announces it will split into 2 divisions for the year 1969. And of course, we now know that as the AL and the NL, the American League and National League. In 1972, we got a herd of upset stampeding elephants killing 24 people in Chandka Forest, India. A year later, 1973, the Bahamas declares independence from the United Kingdom and adopts a constitution. Staying with 1973, who remembers J.P. Getty, John Paul Getty III, grandson of oil tycoon J. Paul Getty, is kidnapped in Rome by Italian gangsters wanting a ransom. Now, I remember reading that J. Paul Getty refused to pay the ransom, and I forget what happened. But yeah, he was pretty stingy. In 1979, Chuck Berry begins 4 months in prison, and because he $200,000 worth of tax evasion. 4 months in, well, prison. That was in 1979. In 1981, CERN, where the Hadron Collider is, but back in 1981, they had a smaller one. They achieves the first proton-antiproton beam collision. So we all know Samuel Morse is known today primarily for his role in the development of electromagnetic telegraph and Morse code. Samuel F.B. Morse began his career as a painter. One of his most important works is called Gallery of the Louvre, now in the collection of Terra Foundation for American Art, and it sold for $3.25 million back in 1982. In 1985, Playboy and Penthouse published nude pictures of pop singer-songwriter Madonna. Anybody remember those? I think I got that magazine. I'll have to look. I think I have it still. Okay, we're getting near the end here. In the year 2000, a leaking southern Nigerian petroleum pipeline explodes, killing about 250 villagers that were scavenging gasoline. In 2017, NASA's Juno spacecraft makes the closest ever pass over Jupiter's Great Red Spot at 9,000 kilometers overhead. That's roughly 5,000 miles. For Larry, just for you. And if I'm not mistaken, the Great Red Spot is an actual storm. And it's bigger than Earth, I think. All right, who remembers all those boys that were trapped in a cave in Thailand? I saw the documentary for this. It was very interesting. There was real footage, and they got. Let me read this here. In 2018, the final 4 boys and their coach are rescued from Thang Luang Nang Non Cave. Don't ask me to say that again. In Thailand, after being trapped there for 18 days by monsoon flooding. Now, 12 members of the team, aged 11 to 16 years of age, and the only adult was a 25-year-old assistant coach, entered the cave on 23rd of June after a practice session. Shortly after they entered, heavy rainfall began and partially flooded the cave system, blocking their way out and trapping them deep within. And everybody made it out. They had to bring special divers, I think SEAL team guys, all kinds of specialty divers came in. And if I'm not mistaken, they had to sedate the kids, put a breathing apparatus on them, and basically float them out of the cave underwater. Crazy stuff. All right. And finally, in 2023, it's reported that more than 61,000 people died in European heat waves back in 2022, according to a study published in Nature Medicine, suggesting the world is not doing enough to counter increasing heat waves. And also, Greta Thunberg was just rearrested again, probably telling everyone that we stole her childhood. And that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching it and telling it back to you fine people. With that, are there any questions, comments, or check-ins for tonight's Amateur Radio Exchange Group Net? Please come now. All right, so let's go to the top of the list for a 7-3 round, and we'll start with Mac, VA3 IMW.
All right. Yeah, I'll take my spot. Thanks, Chuck, for doing another wonderful way to spend the hump day. Let's just call it quits at that. I don't need to wax poetic. VA3 IMW. I'll be QRT shortly and getting ready for another wonderful day tomorrow. 7-3s, one and all.
Yeah, 2 more sleeps until Friday there, Mac. Thank you for all your help. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And thanks for being part of our net, as always. Have a great rest of the evening. Who knows? I might be up early enough to hear you on the ZOE repeater tomorrow morning. I've been getting up around 6 every day. So, yeah, we'll see, Mac. Next, who is next? Oh, Paul, VE3 PDL. Yeah, I didn't think so. How about Debbie, VA3 OYL?
I'm still here. Good net, Chuck. Quick comment. The farm with the exotic meats in Ottawa, or just outside of Ottawa, is Bearbrook Farms. I've been there many times, had some of their meat. They have emu, ostrich, water buffalo, and whatnot. Anyway, good net. Thanks for all that you do, and we look forward to hearing you again next Wednesday. 7-3 to all. Victor Alpha 3, obey your leader.
Oh, fantastic there, Deb. Thanks for that. I forgot you were familiar with the Ottawa area. It's surprising that you knew about this farm, but it's gaining popularity for sure. So yeah, very good. And by the way, next week will be my 6-year anniversary of being net controller for the AREG net. It's quite an honor to take over the reins for John VE3JSU, who is of course the founder almost 31 years ago. Thanks, Debbie. Have a great rest of the evening and week, and we'll talk to you soon. I'm not sure if Tom is still there, but let's try VA3 Tango Mike. Next is Mr. Cold Snack, VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. George, last round. Are you still there? George did mention that he had family over. So nonetheless, thank you for checking in, George. Next, let's go to Wade. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
Yeah, I am still here, listening to the end there, Chuck. Thanks for doing it as usual. A great way to spend a Wednesday. I am reminded your message there about Godiva. Back in the 90s, I was in a previous life. I was involved in the engineering program there at Mac, and I recall that there was the Godiva hymn, which was sung by engineers, and one of the verses talked about Godiva. It ended up anyways with the most observant villager and engineer, of course. We only want to notice that Godiva rode a horse. There's more to the song, but I don't know if it's the 90s were a different time. Anyways, with that, I'll say 7-3, and I'll send it back to you. VA3NCA, thanks for doing it.
Yeah. Isn't she also mentioned in a Beatles song, Lady Godiva?
Yeah, QSL, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, I suspect that the Beatles were a little bit more, socially appropriate than the engineers of McMaster University in the 90s. But still, nonetheless, it's part of our, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it culture, but let's go there. Anyways, I'll say 7-3. Thanks again.
Okay, Wade, thank you so much. And I'm going to have to check my Discord. It used to come on when I turned the computer on, but I turned it off. So I'll have to get caught up with that. There's always good information on the Discord site. And so we'll clear with Wade. And I'd like to thank Albert, VE3 Alpha Papa Tango, for checking in on YouTube, as well as Victor Echo 3 Kilowatt Papa, Kevin, and VE3 IUK, Bill, and then we have VA3 FMB also checking in with us on YouTube, and also James in Pennsylvania, Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar Hotel Uniform, and then we have Jeff in Grimsby, VE3 November Victor Yankee, also checking in with us on the YouTube stream. And finally, Suzanne, Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo Uniform Sierra. Thank you all so much for checking in on the YouTube stream. It's very much appreciated. And so I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we'll be here next week as well. But let me go down the list here and see who else we have. I don't know if Marty is still there, but let's give him a shout. Victor Echo 3, Quebec Echo Echo.
VE3QEE, stand by, Chuck.
Standing by.
Okay, how's that signal now?
Oh, S9 Plus. Very good there, Marty. You got the heater on?
Yeah, we put it in high power instead of low. So thanks for letting me know the signal wasn't very loud. I'll fix it up for the future. Thanks for doing the net. Very interesting and lots of research there, and it's very interesting to hear. 73 for now from VE3QEE.
All right, Marty. Yeah, you're just skirting the 10 over S9 now. Much better. And whatever nonsense was happening in the distance, you can get over that quite easily. Thanks again for being part of our net, Marty. I look forward to checking in with the Monday night Hamilton Amateur Radio Club net, Monday night at 7 p.m. on the VE3 NCF repeaters. Thanks again, Marty.
73, thanks for the shout out.
All right, very good. And next we've got Phil, if he's still with us. VE3OAB. Let's try Larry. Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India.
Still here. Listen along there, Chuck. No problem. Sounds good. Listen, some of the stuff was pretty interesting there with the trivia.
Yeah, I like to try and make it entertaining and throw in a little bit of some history in there. I know a lot of us, it kind of jogs your memory. A lot of these things that I say, we've learned these things when we were much younger, and it's a nice little refresher, as well as some trivia in there as well. So thanks for being part of the net, Larry. I look forward to checking in on Friday night on the ZOE Ragchew at 8 p.m. And that's 443-075 with a positive offset. Join us then. And I look forward to that, Larry. Anything else?
Nope. I'm glad you got your radio fixed. It sounds really good. So that's it. Okay. 7-3 all. Take care. Have a good evening and a better day tomorrow.
Absolutely. And so you're my last check-in via the radio. Let's see if there are any last-minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. And Dave, VA3 Delta Charlie Sierra, also checked in on the YouTube stream. And Suzanne, you're very welcome. Hopefully you were entertained for the last little while. Wednesday night, there's not much going on in Hamilton as far as nets are concerned. And so it's a great way to pass a couple of hours with everyone. I look forward to hearing from you all next week. We had 19 check-ins tonight with YouTube as well as the radio check-ins. And so it's been a blast. I had a great birthday. Thank you all for your best wishes. Best present was getting my radio fixed. And I am a happy, happy camper. Thank you. And so with that, we'll be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you then. This is VA3 CJZ saying 7-3 all. And I will take a break and come back here or the ZOE repeater to maybe chit-chat a bit, but I do need a little break. And it's garbage night, so I have to take the trash out. Like Fred Flintstone. Oh no, that's the cat. Anyways, thanks again, all. Have a great one. VA3 CJZ.